everyone. Today we will learn determiners. Have a look at this paragraph. There are some words which are underlined. What are they called? Yes, you guessed it right. They are nouns, and you must have noticed the black words or the words in black font are placed before these nouns like cat, mouse, a hole, the cat, the hole, another small hole, and so on. This opportunity. So, what have they done to the nouns? Yes, you have guessed it right. They have pointed out the nouns to us, or they have added some meaning. They are talking about something specific, some specific noun. So such nouns that point out the nouns to us are called determiners. So determiners are words that are placed in front of a noun to help make it clear what the noun is referring to. Determiners can be general or specific. Like here, the dog is sleeping under the table. So here the dog and the table is specific. A dog is sleeping under a table is just general. We do not know. So general determiners, let's remember, you're not referring to a particular person or object, or when you can't remember the specifics of what you are talking about. General determiners like are there a, an, any, other, what, and then you have specific determiners like the, my, your, his, her, their, its, our, this, that, these, those, which, whose are in front of you the types of determiners, articles, possessives, predeterminers, demonstratives, ordinals, cardinals, quantifiers, distributives, interrogatives. We will deal with each in the following slides. First, let's start with articles, indefinite and definite. So the articles, we all know what are those. They are the words that define a noun as specific or unspecific. That is, either it is a special noun are we talking about, or it's just general. Let's start with the first. The article the, it limits the meaning of a noun to one particular thing. As the here you can see the sentence, your friend might ask, are you going to the party this weekend? So the party, we are talking about a particular party. Please give me the hammer and the nail. So again, the same thing applies here. The same rule applies. Then these are some rules which we need to keep in mind when we are using the. So he threw the ball with much force. So the ball is a common noun referring to a specific person or thing. The tourists roamed the streets of Banaras. So we are talking about specific person or the persons, that is the tourists. Things that are one of their kind, like the Taj Mahal. We have no other monument which is parallel to Taj Mahal. So the Taj Mahal. While referring to a particular building, the university building. So we are referring to a particular building. Countable nouns in singular which refer to more general things like we must abide by the traffic laws. Parts of the body. Food is digested in the stomach. Time expressions like Charul is throwing a party in the evening. Something that has already been mentioned, like here, the boy we met in the garden is my neighbor's son. Then, before a noun that is followed by a relative clause or a prepositional phrase, like the woman whom I met yesterday is a relative clause, is a lawyer. He put the books on the shelf. So, on the shelf, prepositional phrase. Then you have suddenly the lights went out. So, it is referring to a familiar thing which we use regularly. Before a noun which is followed by of, the California fires have destroyed the livelihoods of many. Before dates or periods of time like the 1920s. Then before the names of seas, rivers, deserts, mountains. Then names of large public buildings. Then you have here before the superlative adjective, the highest peak. Then before adjectives to use them as noun, the rich, the poor. Then before the nationals of a country or continent, the Asian Games. Then before the names of trains and ships, the Rajdhani Express. Now let's talk about a and an. So it's the word a when it precedes a word that begins with a consonant. Like here, a gift. Chi is a consonant. And it's the word an when it precedes a word that begins with a vowel, that is an umbrella. So u is a vowel. So it indicates that a noun, articles in the indefinite article that is a and an, it indicates that a noun refers to a general idea rather than a particular thing. Now these few things which we need to remember when we are putting a or an before a word. When is a used? A is used before a consonant sound. Word starting with consonant. So either it is a sound of the consonant or the words which are starting or the first letter of the word is consonant. Like a book, a card. Singular countable nouns. Give me a page from your book. A page. So singular countable noun. Name of professions, occupations. Anyone, a doctor, a musician, a teacher, or a mason, anyone. Before little or few, of little or few. So a little sympathy. One needs a little sympathy from you. I met a few good men in my journey. So a few. Before an adjective in a noun phrase, like a suitable phrase. So suitable is an adjective. Before some nouns considered as a single unit, like a knife and fork. So this is considered as one, knife and fork. So is required on the table. Now, when do you use an? This is very important for us to remember. An is used before a vowel sound or the word starting with vowels like an umbrella, an owl. Singular countable nouns, give me an apple. And names of professions, occupations, again they're starting with vowel sound or a vowel. So, an ophthalmologist. Before words starting with the silent letter an R, H is a consonant, but still we are using an because it's an R. Before an adjective in a noun phrase, an unsuitable phrase. Before abbreviations, which like he works in an MNC. Now here there is a small activity for you all. Find out which nouns always take the as determiners. It's a very interesting both. You must visit these two small videos and very nicely the usage of the has been explained. So here is a reminder. The article system consists of a specific or definite article, the unspecific or indefinite articles a and an. When we refer to a particular thing or person which has been already mentioned or understood, we use the. When we refer to singular nouns for the first time or refer to things in a general way, we use the indefinite articles a or an. Now let's talk about possessives. So you have here a set of words my, our, your, his, her, its, their are possessives. So remember children, sometimes we make a mistake here. We put an apostrophe here. So that will never be considered as a possessive. So never ever put an apostrophe when you are using it as to show the possession. Here are some examples in front of you. Raj is his older brother. Our loyalty. Her sister. Its tail. Their brother. My friend. Our novels. Then we have predeterminers which act as a multiplier, like double, tries. Then you have intensifiers, such. Then you have fractions like half, quarter, half a quarter, and so on. Just see the usage of predeterminers. What a lovely day. So here what? A lovely. So a is a main determiner and what has been used before the main determiner. So what a lovely day. So predeterminers are normally placed before an indefinite article plus adjective or a noun. So just see here, she's such a beautiful woman. So such a main determiner, beautiful is an adjective and woman is a noun. To express an opinion about the noun, they modify. Then they occur before a determiner to limit the meaning of the noun. Such and what are used to express surprise or other emotions. What a lovely day. Such a beautiful painting. Rather and quiet are commenting words referring to the degree of a particular quality as expressed by the adjective that modifies the noun. They can express disappointment, pleasure, or other emotions depending on the adjective in question. Like, it was quite a nice day. He's had quite a bad accident. Then you have multipliers like twice, double, three times. So I have called you 5 times since yesterday. She gathered thrice the amount she needed for charity. And intensifies such, quiet, rather, what. Then you have fractions. When we talk about, like, I want you to finish half the rice. I ate 1/4 of the pizza. She spent half of the time talking to her friends. Then demonstratives are used when we are talking about persons or things that have already been mentioned. This and that are used for things which are near and can be seen, and those and these for things which are seen at a distance. And this and that stands for singular, and these and those stands for plural. Then comes your ordinals. Ordinals are a set of numbers which are used to define the position of a noun in series, like fifth, first, last, 70th, and so on. They are used as adjectives, pronouns, and nouns. Please remember that. Examples: he is the last man to help you. It's used as an adjective. Raj was the first boy to cross the finish line. And then he celebrated his 80th birthday last week. So 80th birthday is noun. Raj was the first boy to cross the finish line. Then cardinals. Cardinals are the set of natural numbers which show the number of a certain thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, which are in words. Then you have some quantifiers which tells us the quantity or amount of things, like some, several, much, few, a lot of, little, both, all, are. Example, these are some of the examples of quantifiers. All the students. Barking dogs seldom bite. The boy has been warned several times against teasing teachers. Arunima has made numerous world records in skating. So new. Then comes your distributives. Each, every, either, neither. They are distributives. They talk about how something is shared out or divided. Like each is used when we talk about individual attributes of a group, and every is used when we address the group as a whole. Either is used to refer to two things but usually indicates the involvement of one. Neither negatively asserts involvement of a group or of people. These are some of the examples of distributives. The president met each guest personally. Soham agrees with every plan. Neither of the guests, either of the two directors. You're talking about two directors. So out of these, either of the two, so not one, should light the. So here it is either of the two directors. So out of two, one needs to light the lamp. People should on either sides of the stage. Then you have interrogatives. So these are used to ask questions like, which cuisines do you prefer? What fields are you doing graduations in? Whose house is it? The one opposite the garden? So which, what and whose are interrogatives or interrogative determiners. Now the difference between determiners and adjectives. So determiners and adjectives, they are related in such a way, that they both modify a noun or a noun phrase. However, the main difference between the two is that determiners are placed before nouns and introduce them to the audience, while adjectives, they modify nouns by providing further details about them. Another difference between the two is that determiners cannot be graded, unlike adjectives, which can be expressed in different intensities. Like, an object may be big, bigger, or biggest. However, it cannot be the, thatest, or theest. Furthermore, adjectives are, any optional, only optional parts of a sentence, while determiners are necessary and indispensable. So here you can see, he bounced a ball. We cannot say he bounced a ball, right? And then here in this sentence, he bounced a red ball. Then he bounced the ball. He bounced a ball. We cannot write the ball is the. So determiners cannot come after the noun. It has to be before only, the ball. Whereas here, the ball is red. So adjectives can be predicates like red, whereas we cannot use here the ball is a. It would not make sense at all. So here there is an exercise for all of you. Please attend.